Hi everyone, I'm MaryAnn. I'm a voice coach and visual artist from Singapore, currently in Singapore, and welcome to another installment of my weekly vlog series, Find Your Voice. So this is where I share whatever it is that I'm learning on my journey as an everyday singer, as a voice coach, as a singing instructor, ultimately as a person who is all about expressing myself in my truest and most authentic way possible, discovering more about myself and creating a worthy and meaningful purpose for my life. Because I believe that this whole journey that we are living in our life, we are actually trying to express something. And we're trying to express something that really resonates with us, that really matters to us, that is what we are as our true selves. And really what we are doing in everything that we pursue in our lives, we're trying to find our capital V voice. And that could take the form of your dream, of something that you're really passionate about, something you feel called to, something that you want to create as a worthy and meaningful purpose for yourself. And I believe also that at the end of our lives, when we look back over this journey that we have taken, it's like we're looking at this masterpiece that we have created with every single thing that we have done in this life. And underneath all of that is something that we have always wanted to express. And we won't exactly know what it is until we get to the end, I think. I wouldn't know because I'm not quite there yet, I hope. So how does this link back to singing in our voice? Well, our voice is the most direct means of expression that we have, and it's something that we're also naturally born with. And so by working on our ability to express ourselves, then we're also working on our ability to express ourselves in all other areas of our lives, in the way we live it. Because a lot of times the things that hold us back from what really matters to us, from our dreams and from our goals and from just going after what it is that you really want, are the exact same things that hold us back from really expressing ourselves the way we want to. All the fears that we have, the fear of judgment, performance anxiety, the fear of rejection from others, these are the exact same things that also come up and stop us when we are pursuing what really matters in our lives. So by working on our voice, we're also indirectly working on these things, and therefore you will end up discovering what your capital V voice is and taking action in that direction as well. So if you have any questions about this, feel free to ask them in the comments, or you can also directly message me through any one of my links that you see in the write-ups attached to these videos. So this past week as an artist, I have been preparing for an upcoming 100-day daily new illustration challenge. What that means is basically for 100 days, I'm planning to complete one brand new illustration and post it on social media, and do that for 100 days. And the reason why I wanted to do this is because I have been trying to create a new series of work for 4 months now, and it basically feels really slow because I keep second guessing my process. And I decided that, you know what, I need to speed things up here. I need to have some external motivating force that would propel me forward. And I decided that, okay, I'm going to do a daily drawing project. And so that's how this whole idea came about. And what I noticed is that this week, as I'm preparing for this series, because it's going to be launched next week, I started to prepare some drawings ahead of time so that I'm not like struggling, on the day itself to actually complete something. Like I would already have works that are like in progress, and then it's just about finishing them up and posting them. And what I found was that because I have this, fire that I have lit under my backside, it's like okay, I don't have time to second guess it. I don't have time to like think twice. The moment I have time, I just go straight into the studio and work on those drawings, and don't even second guess it. Just whatever comes to me, just put it down on the paper and like don't think about it. So it kind of shortcuts a lot of the procrastination that I normally would have. So the thing about procrastination is that we have many reasons for procrastinating, and our reasons are a lot deeper than what they appear to be. So oftentimes it's like a fear of rejection, or a fear of failure, a fear of making mistakes, a fear that we would try our best and then we will still end up failing, and it's like, we'll discover maybe this is not meant for me after all. Or even like a fear of success, where because if we succeed at that thing that we really want, it's a very real possibility that your whole life will change, or something about you needs to change. And because we're very attached to the way we are now and the way we live our lives, unconsciously of course, we somehow would sabotage our own attempts at success because we don't want things to change. And so what I realized this week about procrastination with my impending 100-day challenge coming up is that while yes, all of these fears are valid reasons why we procrastinate, another reason is because we don't have that sense of urgency to really want to do the thing that we really want to do. And when it comes to something that matters to us, when it comes to something that is important, something related to our dreams, something that really is meaningful to us, it's oftentimes the more difficult thing to pursue compared to something that you have promised for someone else, compared to like your day job, compared to something that you do for your own survival. We oftentimes see our survival as necessity and our dreams as something that we want and it's like good to have, and we kind of make that less important than the thing that we do for survival. And so when it comes to doing the things that are related to our dreams, it's very easy to procrastinate on them. And as there's also no sense of urgency because it's like, oh, it's going to be somewhere down far in the future. And of course we have the illusion that we think that we have a lot of time, and we have we should spend the time now to work on our survival so we have enough resources to pursue our dream. But that also ends up procrastinating that dream even more. Yeah, so what I'm saying today is that find some way to light that fire under your bum so that it overrides all the fears and whatever reasons that you have for procrastination, and it gets you started going in that direction of pursuing that thing that really matters to you. So this is the exact same thing also when it comes to working on our voice, when it comes to improving our singing, and if you want to be a singer, when it comes to pursuing your dream as a singer or as a voice professional, as a speaker, teacher, whatever it is. And it's the same thing because when we look at things that is related to our survival, it's far easier to prioritize that over something that seems like it's more good to have. Like improving your voice, how does that relate to improving your survival? This is especially so also when if your dream is to be a voice professional and you haven't started getting speaking engagements or performance engagements yet, then it becomes even harder to want to take action to really do something about improving your voice or working on your voice in that direction. So then we want to look at how do we create this sense of urgency around that. And part of it is also linking your vocal development back to things that already matter to you in terms of your survival. So like for instance in your workplace, if you were to improve your voice and expression and your ability to speak up, for instance, how will that improve your work life? How will that improve your relationships with your colleagues, with your boss? Or if let's say there are certain relationships in your life which are really important to you, which again could be something that is that we might see as good to have depending on your priorities as a person, or it could be something that is important to your survival because maybe you need to depend on them to be able to navigate the trials and tribulations of this world. Whichever way it is, how can you also create a sense of urgency around developing your voice so that you can connect deeper with whoever it is that you want to? And and then all the more when it comes to, if that is your dream and you haven't started getting engagements yet, then we want to look at how do you create a sense of urgency such that you have something tangible to work towards, and it will be so critical and essential and urgent that it would override all the fears around that cause you to procrastinate on doing that in the first place. So for instance, if my dream is to be a professional singer, then one thing that I could do is to start having some sort of impromptu concert type thing. Like, get a venue. Well, it's a bit hard now in COVID times to hire a venue and do a live in-person performance. But you could always do an online thing where you just have to book a date, set up your Zoom or whatever online platform you're using, get some instrumentalists, get some people involved in this, so there's no way that you can chicken out because other people are involved as well, and we are more likely to do things where other people are involved rather than the things where we're the only ones doing them. So so if you want to be a singer, create such opportunities for yourself, because then there's no way that you would back out of that. And then it gives you the added momentum to like, okay, I really need to nail this song, I really need to nail this vocal exercise. And when you have those external motivating factors in place, whether it's to impress your boss with a certain work presentation, or to deepen certain relationships in your life, or to become a singer and so you hold an impromptu concert on your own with some friends, whatever those things are, whatever external motivating factor works for you, like just use them. Just do whatever it takes to get yourself moving. Because with vocal exercises, sometimes it can get really boring, sometimes we can lose our focus, sometimes we can lose touch with why we want to do it in the first place. But when we have that sense of urgency created by these external motivating factors, then it will override whatever internal barriers that we have towards doing whatever it is that we need to, such that we can make sure we hold up to the thing that we have promised other people that we're going to do. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. And if you have enjoyed today's video, subscribe to my channel on YouTube, and I will see you next week.